Hey guys, welcome back to The Unknown. Today we're reviewing a lot of Jeremy Shafer's origami models. So let's begin. First we got Jeremy Shafer's Fox model. I'll remember all the links to all of these will be in the description. And this model is actually pretty good. There's a lot of features on it. There was something about it jumping that was in the thumbnail, but then I didn't modify it. There was some modification required to make it jump, but I didn't want that. Now there's a lot of things I want to say about this. First of all, really good design, and Jeremy is this one person, if he gets requests to make models and he's like, okay sure, I can do that, or let's say it's something he doesn't really want to do but a lot of people request it, he will do it, and he's really good at it for some reason, it's kind of scary. Because let's just say you tell me, Anshu, make in an origami car, I can't just design it like that, and he spends his whole entire day making it. Sometimes I've seen that. So I think this is one of those. I'm not sure, I did make this a few days ago, but yeah, I've been making a lot more of this too. So first let's go over what's there, and then I'll tell you all fault, because this model has a lot of them. It has ears and nose, actually looks like a fox, has those front legs that Jeremy made a shape, then the hind legs with these front legs too, which also look amazing in the front. Then the tail, which is also really good, starts becoming bigger this side, and it's supposed to be a little more like this, it should be like inflate from the middle, and this should be an open sink. Should look something like that, and it should go on your finger. Now here's what I really think of this model. It's not the best. It's really not clean, it doesn't lie flat, but okay, it doesn't need to lie flat. There's a lot of 3D. Actually, I think mostly all of them are 3D. Literally all of them are 3D. All of them, at least. I mean, okay, some of them are they're a little bit raised, the flat nose, but that's different. So it's just not a great design. It's a really nice design, but it just couldn't happen. There's like the front legs, and then go on the back. I really like the finger feature, but then again, this model is not something I recommend to make, because I mean, it looks good, but I mean, it's nice, but it really doesn't do a lot. It's not so great, and there are much better models that Jeremy makes, but this does look good. If you really do want to make it, you should try it. Personally, try it with a bigger paper. I think I tried with lesser paper, a lesser size of paper, so maybe turn it like this. It would look good if you just keeping it there, like this. Like I said, it's a shelf because it's top down view, so it would look good from far. It would look actually pretty good, but as I'm doing some critiquing here, this is not the best. But yeah, I would give this a rating of 7 out of 10. So that is Jeremy Shafer's Fox. Now let's move on. Here we have the Chessboard Waterbomb. I forgot to check if it's made by him, but it was really convincing that he created the model. Basically, it's a traditional water bomb you blow in. For this one, the hole is in here. You blow in and you can inflate it. So I'm gonna deflate it and then blow in to show you what I mean. Oh, that's hard. A water bomb is like the first thing someone makes when they start in origami. Oh my god. I think it was something like this. Now this blows in. So you can see it looks like this, and this blows in. And you can see it becomes like this again. And basically these water bomb models are supposed to blow in them, and you've seen this before. It's a really easy one. I'll actually leave a link to the traditional water bomb. I'll just find a good video. It doesn't need to be Jeremy Shafer's, like the actual water bomb. I'll leave a link to that. This one basically just has a chessboard on it, as I said, if I didn't. Chessboard Waterbomb. It's actually pretty good design, and there was a way to collapse it so you can keep them in the books and make these a little more flatter. But this is actually not a bad design. In the video, it was pretty transparent, that I could see that this was like lifting up and all these layers were like this. So I feel like this is good, and there was something done here to make them flatter. I appreciate that. This I would recommend, but maybe use a little more thicker paper, or just use directly thick paper and then do that. If you really want to make it, if you really want to spend that time, or just use a little more thicker paper which can fold and which is bicolor. I'm not sure if that exists, but if you can find that, that would be great for this model. That is my recommendations. And if you do make it, and if it's thick paper, you can make some really good creases here, collapse it, and then keep it under books to make these layers flat, and it will be really good because thick won't have any of these problems. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to rate the chessboard. Moving on to Jeremy Shafer's button. Now this is one model that is very weird. Basically, you press it like this, and then you press it again and it goes up, right? You may think that's amazing, but you're actually supposed to use the finger to control it. I mean, it's Jeremy Shafer, come on, we can't really say anything. It's still really good. You press it, you can hold it there. It was something like this, and then you press it again and you let go. In the video, it seemed very convincing. Yeah, he has a lot of like magic kind of things on his channel. They have some trick in it. This model is also really good. He had a members only where he thought the easier model or something. But I think this one looks better. I thought I could modify this, but this is definitely not worth modifying. It's a great model, but it's very delicate. Again, I think I'm not sure if I should recommend thick, because over here you do need thin. This is a great model, but you need patience and you need to be ready to make this. 7 out of 10 for now. There's gonna be better models, and I'm not sure if there's worse. Actually, none of them are worse. So these are the worst ones, basically. All 7 out of 10. Moving on to the puzzle pieces, and I think we have another very bad origami. So these puzzle pieces, they're supposed to go together, but then since paper can't come out here, you need to have them straight, and they never stick. They never be like, okay, you cannot take them out. You can make them completely straight and they will sort of work, but again, they're raised. You can keep them under a bunch of books, sure. Yeah, flatten that, and also flatten these. I like how these came out. Those are nice. And I tried doing some shaping, as you can see, to this one, like Jeremy recommended in his video, but then they really don't fit. And personally, I don't like them too much. They're still good though. So really, he designed this model on requests again. So it is really great for what he did. And yeah, still I'm gonna go for 6 out of 10 for this one. Right. So done with 4, and supposed to use my chopsticks for reviewing a little bit, like pointing things. Not sure what to do with this one, but yeah, maybe the next model. Okay, let's move on to Jeremy Shafer's seamless cubes. I think this was the order 1, 2, and 3. Now, I'm not sure about the size of this one. It's something with fractions or something. You can see something related to thirds and everything. So this is model 1, and it's very different than, let's just say, Jeremy Shafer's. I'm sorry. It's very different than, let's just say, Jonik Shima's, which I'll get 1 second. I got it. This is 1/5 paper size. Now this one I feel is a lot stronger than Jeremy Shafer's, and these are uneven. This is kind of even. It does have some sort of thing to it. This is really asymmetrical from the inside, but it's nice, and you can blow on it to make it spin. Yeah, if you try a little bit more, and there's a phone in between, so I can't really do it, but I would say this is a good model, recommended. I would go for 9 out of 10. Second one is a little more different. It certainly still is really good. It does have a little seam here, which these don't, which is good. Jonik Shima's actually does have a small seam. Very little. That is always there in all of the seamless cubes. and this one is a tiny bit bigger, I guess. If you get them in, there'll be a very less one. But one thing about these are also, although they're like these, okay, these big gaps and everything, there's no marks. Okay, I mean, that may count, but it's not like there's actually the limitations of paper that they can't go together. These are the exact same size. They can't actually go in together because of that seam there. So this one also has the same seam thingy, and it's supposed to open up and you can make it talk. Of course, all the links will be in the description. You can check that out. That is a good feature, and this is also gonna go for 9 out of 10. The size is weird. That is the only concern I have. It's gonna go for 9 out of 10, but then it's a little hard to explain the size because it's really smaller and not just called 1/4. But this is still a great model. Seamless Cube 2.0. Those two go here. We're not reviewing Jordan Shima, so that's going to go. Oh, let's just keep this here. This is the third. I need to bring back first and the second. Wow, there's no use doing that. So the third is probably the cleanest, or at least the one I made the cleanest. You can see this seam. There's really clean, and this one, it's almost like the first one. I mean, but it's a little different. And this was made. We're going to do a smooth transition to the. Oh god, my dinosaur head fell down. The origami dinosaur head. Wait, 1 second. See that there? Anyways, I think you got a sneak peek on some of the models. Right, anyways, there you go in the description. Okay, so I'm gonna fix that guy, the dinosaur head after the video. So we have this. I think this is the best out of these three. Definitely the one I recommend. This goes for 10 out of 10 because it's just really good. And I'm not supposed to rate this, so actually I won't. This is Jeremy Shafer's video, not Jordan Shima's. His video will also come soon enough. So that is what I recommend. These are the same size, by the way, as you can see. And before we do that, just a small note: if you want to make a cuboid which is exactly half the size of any of these, which is this model here that I created, I will also leave a link to that. It's exactly half the size and seamless cuboid based off Jordan Shima's cube here. And links in the description to all 5 of these, including these 2, which are not Jeremy Shafer's. Okay. So smooth transition. What I was talking about, Seamless Cube 3.0. It came out after a really long time, the third version of the Seamless Cube. It was actually because of my model called the Sliding Cubes, which was based off Jordan Shima's cubes. And Jeremy Shafer took notice, and he did not. I don't think he made Jordan Shima's cube and realized how hard it is to get points out of it and how much how great this is. But he still recognized it. He said it's very difficult, 9 out of 10. And still, this is actually a modified version. I don't have the original. I gave it away. Yeah. I should have bought that extra piece. I have 3 of these, ones separately. But these are points on the Jordan Shima thingy. And he made a better version. He made a better version of sliding cubes. There's gonna be a review on that too. I think I'm gonna film it after this video, or in some time after that. It will be a short review, not review, comparison between his and mine. So we're not talking about this. The point is, Seamless Cube 3.0 came because he was trying to design the sliding cubes. That was a really bad transition we had to talk about. These were basically these flaps. They were like inside, and then they made that cube. So then first he published this, and then he made this later. So Jeremy Shafer's sliding cubes is very cool that this is related to me because of this model I designed and posted. He made this. Now what he claims to be better is that, well, it slides in 2 directions instead of 1, and in the video he does very carefully. It does slide in 2 directions, and that's amazing, and it's really easy. It's really beginner friendly actually. This is definitely not. It's for advanced, very advanced origami people. There is one problem with this. So my original idea of sliding cubes, I never talked about this, but the point was to see how far can these, like, okay, Jordan Shima, you know, he gets them edge to edge, but then I wanted it to get something that can slide and could slide really far to the end but never actually fall off and be very stiff. And that is what I achieved here. It's really, really close to the edge actually. Really close. That is very, very close. And it's very stiff here. Jeremy Shafer did agree that mine's stiff. And yeah, it is. And that was the point. The point of sliding cubes was to get this thing. Literally. This was the point. But Jeremy Shafer's, I'm not saying it's bad, but it does stay, but it can really come off very easily. And you could say, wait, where is that point go? There it is. One good thing is really easy to take out and keep back. That is also a good thing. But of course, it's not as great as this. The original, the stiffness was always better. And I would say it can't just go, there needs to be some limit, and there's no limit and it can fall out. But it's good it can slide into the items. When I thought of it, I was like, oh, he probably just made flaps. And then he did make flaps, which was amazing. Still a really good model. Basically, to make these, you have to modify, you have to make two of these, Seamless Cube 3.0, and modify them. You just have to open them a little bit and then convert them into these. It's not too much work. And yeah, that is Jeremy Shafer sliding cubes. I would rate this, well, probably gonna go for 8 out of 10, because this is amazing. I think that's not, there are still a few more cube models to be done. But okay, links to these both are also in the description. And so are for these. In this video, you're gonna see a demo of sliding cubes, and my name would be said for this model, like Anshul Gupta. So be sure to see that. Okay, moving on. Let's review another cube. This is Jeremy Shafer's balancing cube. Basically, there's this flap here. Keep it on the table, and you should get it. Somehow just balance it there. The fan's on, but yeah, it balances if you're good with it. There's no fan, and this is actually a pretty good model, but he was actually pretty good at hiding it. I didn't see it. I was like, okay, I think he actually did it. I was actually fooled by this. And it's really easy to hide it. You can actually like show them all sides if you just be careful. You just, okay, this is my Seamless Cube. You cannot catch it, come on. Right, and you just go like, oh my god, okay, yeah, fans off. But this is a great model. Still very delicate, as you can see here. I was really mad when I saw that there's actually a flap, but this is gonna go for an 8 out of 10 because it's actually pretty good, and he managed to get two on top of each other. I don't know how he did that. He somehow made the flap balance or something. That was cool. So 8 out of 10. Links in the description. Okay, moving on. Moving on to some of my favorite models. We're getting better here. Not all cubes. Now we have Jeremy Shafer's buttons. Keep confusing them. The red one's my favorite because it makes no noise. I got lucky there. Usually it makes some noise. Okay, it's making some noise now, but like usually there's not enough noise. So yeah, it's not, the noise isn't the big thing. It's like you press it. It's a button. It's really good. It's a really good model. It's red and white, and he said it can be used as a trampoline. He often has these like 10-1 models, or like 2-in-1, 5-in-1. He gets a lot of uses for them. I bet he would, if he created my rocket model, he would make like 5 uses out of it because it can be used as like a flower holder and stuff. I don't have that right now, but I think there's a picture of the rocket here. Yeah, and you can see if you turn it over how it would look. It would look like you could keep flowering it and keep it as flower holder. I bet he would do that. He would probably use it like that if he made that model. Well, the rocket series is amazing. So yeah, I really wish he did make it. Well, Jeremy, if you're watching this, please make the rocket series. I think there's a playlist on the channel. Please try it, all 3 of them. They're really good, and you can make them with whatever paper size I say. It's like 3.5 by 3.5 inches and 50 by 50 centimeters, 50 by 50 centimeters. So please try them. Okay, moving on back to this. The buttons are really nice. and I'd say this feature is actually really good. They work amazingly and they're the same size as my cuboid model. So that's actually very convenient. These are the same paper size. Basically the button is just cuboid, but you can raise up and down or something. These are really good. 9 out of 10 for both of these. Actually, let's go for 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for both of these. Okay, moving on. So we have this thing, the Captain America shield flicker thingy. Really doesn't work. You're gonna get a sneak peek. I'm gonna do it like this side. Okay. Wow, that actually worked. I guess it does work. It's really good of sorts. You don't need to color a pentagon. And you use that pentagon thing to like make a decagon or something. It's a good model. You can just see it work on first try, which is extremely creepy because it never worked before. And I would still say this is not so great looking. It doesn't have the red and white to draw them on or something. This is gonna go for like a 7 out of 10. It's not bad. I know the first few models were 7 out of 10, like this and this. But think about it, these aren't too bad models. This also goes for 7 out of 10. I still have respect for it. This is still amazing. So that was there. Okay, and moving on, we have Jeremy Shafer's hard box. This one is absolutely amazing. It's one of his most viewed videos. I think the 4th most or something. The heart from the top it looks different, and from the bottom this side looks different, which is, I mean, he couldn't have done anything. I've made this model. I've tried to modify it and whatever, but it's not possible. I did try to make this centered, but that just makes it really complicated. You need to have some really precise folds in there, and it's just not worth it. So I don't think there's any use using the chopsticks now. I'm done with all the big models here. Oh my god, wait. Yeah. Done with all of these, so don't think I need to use chopsticks now. But okay, I'll try it. This thing here, this is one problem. It doesn't make it seamless. Still good. And these heart modes actually, if you've seen, there's a picture of my origami prism series here. There was the other picture again for my rocket, right? Maybe. Yeah, this one, for this one. Okay, I was just gonna remember that. If you see right this side, these mods are very similar to my origami prisms. There's a picture here somewhere, I hope. It's very similar the way you collapse it. So I'm gonna recommend in all of my prism videos actually I'm gonna edit some of the descriptions too for the triangular and the pentagonal, that you should first try making one of this, like try making this hard box or something. Try making one of these. I'll just say try making the lid of this hard box. If you need to know how it works or something. Or actually I won't edit any descriptions. I'll just say it in a new video for the hexagonal prism. That try making one of these hard modes because it collapses the exact same way actually. This is a little different here. We actually use Jonah Shima's way of doing it. And I don't like these, but everything else is actually pretty good and solid. So you should really get a little bigger paper size. I would go for like around 0.3 millimeters off, 0.2. I think I went 0.5, so it's a little too small. Go for 0.3 or 0.2 centimeters, millimeters smaller paper, and just cut it off. That's what I did. It's difficult, but you can do it. Then you can get a hard box, and it's actually pretty good. There's a lot of storage in there. This goes for a 9 out of 10 because some of the imperfections, but it's still good. Now we have the origami Suzuki logo, and this is one of my favorites because it actually works. Okay, that worked. So this is one of my favorite mods by Jeremy. I mean, I do have a lot of favorite mods by Jeremy, I guess, at this point. This is my most favorite. I thought it would be really hard to make this. I actually modified it and made these go a little more in, and it's a little off. It looks too much like that. This is still one of my favorite mods. I thought it would be really difficult to make this, considering everything, but he made pretty good actually. And the fact that the other side is white It's really good. So one thing I also like is how you curve these. I actually curved it and pressed it in, which is an illegal forward. Like illegal as in it's not supposed to happen. You can't just do that according to how paper works. But I did that by accident and tried to bring it back up. Basically, it's a little raise from here. You can see. God, you can see it's supposed to be something like that. Yeah, like that. See how they raise a little bit? It's like that. Now, this model works, and it's really actually very similar to a Suzuki logo. You can modify the space here, you can modify this, you can even do these. See? It's very customizable to make it like you can take a picture of the Suzuki logo and try folding it like that. That's what I did for a model which will come at the end of this video. Sadly, at the end, I'm still gonna make a separate video on it, I think. Okay, this is a great model, and that goes for a rating 10 out of 10. It works, it flies, it's only 7 minutes to make, so this is amazing. 10 out of 10. Now let's go for another model. It actually works. The electric guitar, or actually normal guitar by Jeremy Shafer. It's like the not 10-second giraffe by Jeremy Shafer, if you've heard of that. That exists, yes. Anyways, so we have this. This is based off the guitar used in Old Town Road. I've never watched a music video. There was a preview on this video. It looked kind of nice. Anyways, it's a pretty good guitar, but I do have some weird complaints with it. The back, basically, he tells us to squash here and tells us do whatever you want forward. We have to do whatever you want forward here and here. It doesn't matter because this is what matters. This part matters. This part, no. I'm pretty sure you can stick two of these together and it'll actually be nice. This part was this part I just did because there was some white coming out, but then he actually did remove it later by doing this thing. So, but still, I would not say you should wet forward this, but it really does feel like wet forwarding. So take a thin piece of paper for this one, and I would still say this is great, although it's kind of weird. It does have that. It's actually pretty nice. And the rating for this would be a solid 10 out of 10. I'm just going with 10 out of 10. This was actually interesting how it's not like perfect and everything, but of course it could be better. Let's go for 9 actually. It could be better, but this is still really good. 9 doesn't mean bad. It's still really good. Okay. 2 more models, actually 3. Oh god, chopsticks. There you go. Oh my god, that slid off the screen. The origami ox head, one of my absolute favorite because I had the exact paper size for it. I mean, I did have it for a lot of these, but it's really good to have the bicolor paper. Those are the eyes, that's the nose, ears, and horns. It's actually pretty good. It's also like, you know, a little raised, and it looks really good. This is definitely recommended, definitely 10 out of 10. It's really solid, and you can keep your finger in. He said you can use it as finger pop. Keep your finger in here. Use it as a finger pop. Same for the fox, but finger pop. I actually made these together, and I was like, which color should I take it in? And I'm just like, okay, I'll just take 2 oranges. Okay, this is a great model. I really like it, and in the thumbnail, what attracted me was the horned shape. That's why I tried to modify and make it look good. But this is an amazing model for what he has done. This is just amazing for Chinese New Year, that too. So, respect, and 10 out of 10. Now, the last model, which should have been the first, and I'll make a separate video on it because no one watches videos to the end, is the origami Pokéball by by Jeremy Shafer. Only this thing is Jonakshima, people. Or another one. No, actually, never mind. Okay. Pokéball and Pikachu. Pikachu is modified. We'll talk about that. That's what the other video is about. The origami Pokéball. First thing we're reviewing. This is modular. This lock at the back is really good. Jeremy, good job on that. That lock is really good. What my complaint would be that you can see how the lock comes out. These are never actually curved when you take it out. There's also a latch. He actually talked about how it's really hard to get into modular. He did that just for us, so thank you, Jeremy, I guess. This is actually really good. That spherical shape here, the semi-spherical shape on both of these is so good. I saw it, I was like, what? So I told you guys, some of them are not so good and some of them are really good. This one was a really good mod Jeremy makes. And this thing too was really good. Definitely recommended, but it's not beginners thing. He said that too, but you can make it if you want, if you're good enough. So Pokéball, of course, gets a 10 out of 10 rating. This is amazing. And for this, we also have our Pikachu, which was the last model here. This one's modified by me, and that's what I'm gonna talk about in the other video. There are no legs on this one, and the hands, I made them much better looking. I made his face with correct proportion. I modified his ears a little bit so one's not up and everything. Modified the tail. I literally modified everything. I also modified these so you can see the face actually is bigger than the body and not like flat. I did a lot of modifications on this one, and now it looks amazing. It also stands just like Jeremy's. Okay, there's the fan on. Yeah, you can see it stands. It's a really good model. Well, I'm not supposed to rate my own stuff obviously, but this is a 10 out of 10 with my modifications on it, if you get what I mean. Jeremy's original, I made it, it was so bad for some reason. I couldn't make it properly, and I would just say mine's better here. And you can see like, you can kind of move the tail this side. I'm gonna talk about this. I won't tell you how to make the modifications unless I'm really like unless I don't know, unless there is some good reason to do that. But this is 10 out of 10 with the modifications, and this is still really good. Jeremy's original, I'd say make it and then modify it yourself if you're that good, or even if you're a beginner, just try to make it a little better, add some tiny twerks and everything. This thing was really complicated. The arms over here were really complicated. It's still Jeremy Shafer 90%, 10% is my modifications, but they're still really big. And that goes inside. Oh god, not that. There you go. So Pikachu and Pokéball are both 10 out of 10. We're gonna keep that here. So looks like we're done with a lot of Jeremy Shafer hoard here. This is my Jeremy Shafer hoard. Jeremy Shafer, please look and be surprised. All of this paper is devoted to you. Okay, I should stop now. Okay, except this one and maybe the cube boy and maybe my sliding proofs. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's the point. This is my Jeremy Shafer haul. And thank you for watching, and bye bye.